well because she was taking her flight to Little Rock and I was taking the flight to California, Anaheim, Los Angeles, California. So, me and Kelly were just talking about, we hope it's a smooth flight. It actually had just started raining in Kansas City. So we were like, Lord, let this be a good flight. So I get to the airport, I get to security. Well, I actually walked her to security first because her gate was coming up first. And then after she got in line, then I proceeded to my gate, which was all the way at the end of B terminal. So anyway, I get through security as usual. Got to be pat down. I do not understand how the last 6 times I've flown, it gives the same error as if I have something metal in this region. That doesn't. That's a. I don't know about you, TSA, because my thing is, how is it giving you that same thing every single time? Anyway, and nothing metal's down there. But anyway, so I sit down. I didn't see my other coworkers in the airport at that time, but I mean, I knew they grown, they gonna get there. And so I was just doing me, just sitting there, listening to some music. And so I see well, actually, before that, they made an announcement, Delta made an announcement that they needed about 30, 35 passengers to check their luggage at the gate, which, with me, it was a one-way flight. So it wasn't like, oh, the luggage is going to get missed. I'm good with doing it like that, particularly because then it's free. So if they check it, it's free. I mean, I would get reimbursed anyway, but $55 to check a bag, that's a bit much. I can revisit that. So I checked my bag, and when I went to check my bag, I noticed that the other people from my school were also checking their bags. So anyway, so they were there. Most of them, it was like one missing. So anyway, fast forward, we getting on the plane, and one of my coworkers sitting next to me. One of the reasons why I was really looking forward to this trip with my coworkers because with me being new, I have not had the opportunity to really get to know people. And getting to know people is a process. It's not something that you can do through one encounter. It's not something that you can do even over several. I mean, it takes time to build relationships with people. And so that was one of my main things with coming to um, California was, you know what, I really need to get to know these teachers. They're younger teachers. So just really want to get to know them, get to know what they're like. And so the teacher I sat next to, one of the things that I would tell anybody is never judge a person, and never, you don't really know what people have gone through. She shared some things with me during our flight, which definitely makes me look at her as an educator in a totally different light because she's going through some things. She's going through some things that if you had asked me to pick, I guarantee I probably would have been wrong because I never would have thought that. And that's the whole thing with getting to know a person is it takes that guesswork out of what's going on with that person, and so now it just gives me a better perspective of who she is and her passion and her commitment to education and helping kids at East High School because everything that she's going through and the constant commitment that she has put in to what she does in her practices. And so that just really made me look at her in a different light. And of course, I'm thinking in my lens that, they don't know me. All they know is that this girl came in, she knows who the principal is. She's come in here and, yeah, she's helped us and she's assisted us, but she's not, we don't know her. She wasn't here in August. She wasn't here the year before that. So I'm completely foreign to these people as well. And so it's really good to have an opportunity to just be Gwen, and not be Mrs. Litzy and not to be that vice principal. It just gives me an opportunity to be who I am. All those things are me, but to get to know the real me, the me that talks about my kids all the time, because at the end of the day, I love my kids, and I always lead with, those. They are the reason why I do the things that I do, and a lot of people don't know that. People when I say I have 4 kids, they're like, "You got 4 kids?" Yes, I have four. Count 'em, 4 kids um, that I gave birth to, and that's a huge commitment because you always know that everything that you do, other people are depending on you. So So while I've made mistakes, definitely can admit that I made mistakes. I've always known that I couldn't stay in that place of pitying myself, of being down and being just not being in a good place, because that's not going to help me continue to take care of my kids. And if that is the place that I'm in, they can't, they wouldn't know that. They wouldn't understand that, mama's not, at her best. They have to understand that everything that I do, I've done for them. All my degrees, I've done for them. I don't even remember who I was telling this to, but I told all of them, I was telling them that every degree I have, I dedicated to a kid. And so that's neither here there. But it's funny because actually, that's another video. I said y'all not ready for that. Let me know in the comments if you're ready for that. But I don't think y'all ready for that. So just let me know if you're ready for that. That vlog. I think I'm gonna have to do that. It was very informational vlog on my degrees and kids. But so we on the flight and having a really good conversation. But oh my goodness, it wasn't. We were not barely even off the ground yet, y'all. And when I say the flight was only, it was over 2.5 hours, which I'm thinking it would take a little bit longer to get from Kansas City, Missouri to Los Angeles, California. But it was actually a really, really quick flight. I felt like it was, but the turbulence. I have been on flights that have had turbulence, but that turbulence took me to a whole nother level. Like, yeah, it made me rethink of like home. Like, I'm like, do I need to get a rental car? Do I need to catch the Greyhound? What do I need to do? Now I've never had a fear of fight. I mean, like fear of flying, because now I can't talk. I'm gonna tell you one thing I've never done was take a bus, and I've never wanted to take a bus. And one thing I've never wanted to do was drive to California from anywhere in the United States. But it definitely had me, for a minute had me wigging out a little bit, and I wanted to. I've always had this fear of taking off. Like, that's always the roughest part, because you going up and it's like shaking. But no, I'm talking about for at least an hour and a half of a 2.5 hour flight. It was non-stop turbulence, and not gentle turbulence. It was, I'm talking about knocking, like throwing you to the side. It was very, very rocky. So my sister-in-law just, I don't even know. Should I say they lit? I know people with that little terminology, but anyway, they looking good though. I actually like the way they're looking, but my logistician, she does a really, really good job. Shout out to um Latisse, because she hooked the sister up with the install of the sister locks, and then I got Dominique who keep them up. So I got it going on. I got it going on as far as it's concerned. But yeah, that turbulence y'all had something to be desired. So what I'm gonna do is I took a couple of videos yesterday um that I'm going to probably post before this, after this, I don't know. Still gotta figure out how the whole editing thing is going to work. I'm not 100% set up the way I want to be set up yet, but I'm going to get there. Everything's a process. That's why I said I can't wait to start this vlog, and I can go ahead and just roll with the punches on the way. So I'll edit it the best way I can. See if my husband, I know you watching me, see if you gonna help me edit the vlog. You probably like, nah, I got too much other stuff to do myself. But I'm gonna try to get it edited so I can get all the pictures that I've taken and this vlog added in. And then what I'll do is I'm about to get out. I'm going to take some pictures and take some more mini videos, and then I'll video where I decide to eat, everybody to get the job done. We all can be happy and go home that day. You really don't have that time to conversate about the things that really matter to you. Because at the end of the day, I know the things that really matter to me is my family. And I feel I've actually told my principal that a couple of different times. I'm like, you know what? I could stress myself out over my position and the things that need to be done and all that. But at the end of the day, if I stroke out, if I have a heart attack and I'm gone, y'all not gonna do nothing but replace me. So I'm not going to. At the end of the day, I got to be here for my kids and for my family, and so it's not important to me to stress like that because as long as I wake up tomorrow, I got another opportunity to finish up what needs to be done and to do what needs to be done, and there's no reason to stress over it like that. So I really wish that I did have my little monopod the way I could sort of show you guys more, but between my tablet and my phone, I think I really get some really, really good footage. People be looking at me crazy, but I don't care. You know what? I'm just starting it. I really feel good about it, and I'm gonna keep going. And it's just, but the one inspirational thing that I want to definitely, um, hit home today about is, don't knock people that you work with until you honestly, genuinely get to know them. And I always tell people, but when you're at work, it's about business. You may not like the way I approach you about something on a professional level, but personally, we may get along. We may be cool. We may be friends. We might be work friends, but you should respect me enough to do what needs to be done, as well as I respect you enough to, to help you or do what I need to do to help you get your job done. And it's not personal. Personal when you mix personal and business, that's disaster. That's a storm that you don't even want to be in the midst of because some people don't understand how to separate being friends and being working together. And some people don't understand that when I'm working with you, I'm not your friend. We in a co-worker type relationship, or I'm in a supervisor, you're in a subordinate type, relationship. So if I ask you to do something, I need you to do it. You can't be like, well, you my friend. No, right now, I gotta tell you in what situation requires me to be, to have on what suit. Then we can't be friends then, because you should already understand that. So I just think that a lot more people need to just understand what the difference is and act accordingly, and understand that when it's business, it's business, and we all got to be business like. Sometimes what they say is mighty power in the pen. So you have to just do what needs to be done. But yeah, so I guess I'm gonna go and hit this brick. Y'all know your girl is only in Anaheim. It's a Monday, and I got to take advantage of these days. It actually feels really good outside right now, but I am going to take my jacket with me. Well, not jacket, but my cardigan. It's a heavy cardigan with me, just in case, because I doubt I come